Hello, hello, comment corner participant, GH Daily Recap fans. Daily Recap Lady is here, ready to talk about General Hospital. How's everybody doing? We've got some people in nice and early. So I've got LaShunta in, Monique in, Rosebud in, Jasmine in, Anita in, Blueberry in. Go on and let us know what part of the U.S. are you. There's Denzel. Hey Denzel. Let us know what part of the U.S. are you chiming in from. We've got Chef D in. LaShunta, where you from? Everybody, tell us where you're from. This gives some people. KY, is that Kentucky? I hope so. I'm bad with acronyms. Initials of states too. Michigan is in the house. New York's in the house. Florida. Latrice, Florida's in the house. Richard from Brooklyn. Hey, Richard. I haven't heard comments from you in a minute, Richard. Darlene from Atlanta. Let's see. I'm good, everybody. I want to say 99%. Denzel's from New York / New Jersey. Lucy's from Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'm safe in Cali. The fires, I really wasn't in the fire zone. It's just our Santa Ana winds, when they were blowing 100 miles an hour, blowing ash everywhere, which was horrible for my asthma. We've got Nashville in the house, Texas in the house, South Carolina in the house, Chi-Town's in the house, Philadelphia's, oh my goodness, everybody's in the house. Florida's in the house. I know Daily Recap Lady, but I still watch your reviews. Okay, all right, that's all right, Richard, long as you still watching. Thank you, Denzel. I said it's good that I'm feeling better. Toronto, Ontario, all right. Assunta. Laura is in the house. Susan. Jasmine says she loves the reviews. Well, look, I know you love the live streams once a month too. St. Louis is in the house. Been a General Hospital fan since 1982. All right, GH fan. Well, GH fan. That's what's your. Well, I guess that could be your YouTube handle because Daily Recap Lady's not my real name. Gina's in the house from Philly. You just got off work, Denzel. Okay. Cooking with Monica is from Virginia. Yes. All right, everybody. You know what? I gave folks 3 minutes to get in. Let's start chiming in. We want to go back to the last live stream was December the 14th. So let's kind of get caught up from then to now. Dex had just been killed. Dex had just, this Chemo Beauty said, my first live stream with you, so I'm excited. Well, goodness, I've had a number of them, this Chemo Beauty. I'm happy you're here. Dex was just killed, and, Josslyn was mourning Dex. So why don't we do this? Why don't we start with the Dex storyline and the Josslyn moving forward, because Josslyn's getting ready to walk head first into trouble. Welcome, Vicky. Welcome. Now, my views on Josslyn. She's a little Carly. She acts and reacts before she thinks. Because what would make Josslyn think she could come up against Cyrus Renault on her own? What would make her think that? And it was dangerous. Dex should have been a recast. Yeah, I know. I didn't like that. Josslyn now is going to be in Cyrus's crosshairs, and nobody even knows she's down this path except for Jack Brennan, who sent her down this path, right? I said it was a dangerous thing for Jack Brennan to just even give her the witness list name and say, go interview everybody, right? And see what you come up with. Because she ran with that. And she has just zeroed in on Cyrus, right? And she has Dex's gun. Let's not forget that. She kept that gun. Um, Lucy says, Joss better be careful. She's investigating Dex's murder. LaShanta says, I used to like Dex since he snitched. I don't care. This chemo beauty says, Joss has put herself and Cyrus's on his hit list. Yep. And guess who else on that hit list? Portia put herself on that hit list too. Laura says, I live in Connecticut. All right. Rosebud says, isn't Joe's leaving for 6 months? I read somewhere. Do you mean Joss? Is she leaving for 6 months? I didn't hear that. She was gone for a minute when her mom passed last year. Denzel says Josslyn was just dumb. Wait, was just dumb. She just blew up the case. I know, just jumping in front of Anna. You letting him go? You should be arresting him. And he's like, wait, for what? For the murder, stabbing her Dex. So she just, oh my God, right? Let me see. She's a target. At this point, Joss needs to stay strapped and keep Dex's gun. Yeah, at this point, she does. LaShanta says, I blame Jack. Carly's going through enough because Carly would already, Sonny would even tell Josslyn, do not mess with Cyrus Renault. Okay. Let's see. Latrice says, I agree with you about Josslyn. Daily Recap Lady. She's definitely going rogue or going to go rogue. And I believe the gun from Dex is going to come into play. I know it is, right? Now, Just K says, Carly always has a savior. Jason, who will be Josslyn's savior when she does something reckless. I know. Nobody's close enough and strong enough but Jason to protect Josslyn. Trina couldn't help Joss do nothing. Neither could Gio. All Gio did is smile and oh, come on, Gio. But all that smile gonna turn to a frown when he find out Brooklyn's his mama and Dante's his daddy, and he's living in the same house with both. Bonnie says you look especially nice. Thank you so much, Bonnie. Lucy says this gun Josslyn found. Josslyn found Dex's service revolver. Asanta says, I feel bad for Michael when he got burned. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to Michael. Let's save Michael for a bit. We have Shonda is from Florida. Hello from Texas, which is Bonnie. And LaShanta says Jack knew that she was hard-headed like Carly. Yes, he did. And yes, he does. Denzel says Carly's asking Jack for too much. Carly isn't giving Jack none yet. I know. She has one favor, and these are big favors. Send an extraction team somewhere in Africa to go get lucky. That's a small favor, right? Oh my goodness. Carly asked for the world. Richard says that Joss is the mini Carly. Jackie says Josslyn is not going to listen to that because she's all in her feelings about Dex passing away. When are they going to bring out the fact that the girl's pregnant? I don't know, right? And then Jess K says, I love your expressions. Your impressions of the characters of GH. My impressions, they used to be much better than they are now. I'm slipping in my old age. I used to really get them good. This Chemo Beauty says, Jack will be very fond of Carly. He's very fond of Carly. I'm hoping he has put someone on Joss's tail. He should definitely do that. I'm hoping he does too, because she needs it. And we have S. Nolan says, oh Lord, poor Gio. He's not really connecting with the other young adults. Now he's cleaning the stables and with the cheesy grin on his face too. I know. Darlene says, Dex never had a funeral. You know what? You are right. There was never a funeral for Dex, nor did the family he can't stand, his overbearing father and brothers. Nobody even showed up. That was interesting and weird. I never thought about that. LaShunta says, Carly, that girl's a mama bear, uh, will do whatever. And then PE says, Josh pregnant. Yeah, well, you know what? I heard that rumor she's going to be pregnant. They haven't brought it up yet. They haven't brought that up yet. Let's see. Now let's switch gears from Josslyn and Dex. Let's go to the whole Nina don't know what to do, was over the moon when she was helping Willow steal the kids the night that the video got leaked from Michael, right? And I was surprised everybody wasn't. See, I know Sasha's pregnant. Somebody I'm reading as I'm talking. Sasha's pregnant. Normally, when they have multiple pregnant people, we got Sasha pregnant, Josh if she's pregnant, Brooklyn. Somebody gonna have a baby switch somewhere. Somebody's baby's gonna die, and somebody's gonna get somebody else's baby. That always happens in soap operas, right? So anyway, let's get back to Nina. Oh, she's gonna take those kids. Carly stopped them dead in their tracks, but Michael let them go. Michael didn't want them to go through what he and Morgan went through, right? Okay, I can understand that. But did y'all notice Willow says, we're going to talk tomorrow, Michael? Willow never talked to Michael. She never found the time to talk to Michael. She didn't care about talking to Michael. The only thing she cared about was having Drew over to Nina's on Christmas Eve, because people should not be alone on Christmas Eve. He wasn't alone, he had his daughter. Okay, who was alone on Christmas Eve was Michael. As far as this is a family man, his family is ripped away from him. Yeah, he had other family. Yeah, he was at Carly's, but he had none of his family with him. See, they should have been with their daddy Christmas Eve and their mama Christmas Day. But no. Willow hogged him the whole time. She's going to let them have breakfast with him at the Metro. Get out of here with that. Get out of here. And then one thing runs into another. We go all the way through New Year's Eve, and next thing we know is Drew's little swearing in, inauguration, whatever you call it. And she right there. Now let's see what these comments are saying. Denzel is saying, Laura says, I'm with you, Kay. I need a break from the baby switching. Okay, probably said not another one, right? Denzel says crazy Nina was jealous of creepy Drew, and Willow together on Christmas last year. Yes, she was. And she was also jealous when she was the one that brokered peace with Sonny. I don't know why Sonny's listening to her, but brokered peace with Sonny, and Drew and Willow turned right around and hugged Drew like he was the only one that did anything. And Nina stood there like, oh my God, did I forget to take a shower? Do I stink? I mean, what she just act like she avoided me like the plague and hugged on Drew. And Vicky says Michael is a good dad. And LaShunta says Drew went from one cult to another. Lori says Willow needs to know about her mom and her hero Drew. Yes, she does. We had Curtis telling Nina, tell Willow. We had Ava urging Nina multiple times, tell Willow. You need to let your daughter know what's happening, and do it before it's too late. She said, because Drew is working his way in, and pretty soon she won't hear you at all. And Nina just couldn't listen. She just, no, I don't want to lose my daughter. How could you lose your daughter? Tell her the truth. Tell her the truth. And then GH Fan says, Drew is Shiloh 2.0. I hope Willow wakes up soon. This storyline is very creepy. Nobody likes that storyline but Cameron Matheson. He the only one just digging that storyline. Oh, people, fans love, what fans? He obviously is not listening to fan chats at all because fans hate it. They hate the storyline. And he feels they're gonna go down as one of the best love story couples of GH. That's a, I don't know what dream he having. Blueberry says feels weird. Nina now seeming to give Willow better advice about Michael. Isn't that funny? She sure is, because she said, "Look, I didn't want Willow married to Michael, but I sure as heck don't want her with Drew. That's worse." So now she's just, no, Willow, think. Don't keep his family away. Don't, that's cruel. And later, the kids are, what do you think the kids are going? Oh, yeah, Nina, now you're doing all that, right? Latrice said exactly. There was never a conversation between Willow and Michael. She just went straight from going along with Nina filing for legal separations on her behalf. See, oh, Nina. Now Nina's saying, I want Willow to think for herself. Really? What you mean is I want to be the only one giving Willow advice. That's what you really mean. And then Cheryl says, hi, everyone, reaching out from Miami. All right. And Stephanie says, Gio's character will pick up once he finds out he is Brooklyn and Dante's son. He will rebel, leaving the Quartermain house with Sonny and end up working for the mob like Jason. Now I see him sniffing up around Emma. And everybody, how you feel about Emma Drake? How you feel about this complete 180 in her personality, right? But that's who he would end up hooking up with, and she would be, that girl is bad news, really bad news. LaShanta says, good for Nina. Wanted a pat on the back. She sure did want one and didn't get it. And Wendy says, hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be in here. Well, we're glad to have you, Wendy. We are so glad to have you in here, too. And guess what? My comments just jumped all the way up. Where did it go? I'm trying to find my comments. Nina, in between. Oh, there we go. All right. Just K says, Nina didn't think of the power Drew has over Willow. Nina wanted Willow to herself, and Drew wanted Willow to himself. Hopefully, she's smart enough to choose neither one. Exactly. Vicky says Willow could care less about Michael and his health care. She is just using the proxy as a pawn because Drew told her to, right? But Nina mentioned it first. No. Martin came in and mentioned it first. And she said, I will not do that. She sure is. Booberry says, Nina needs to tell Willow about her and Drew. Yes, she does. Susan says, why do you think of Drew not being Drew? He's wearing a mask. And is Shiloh or Peter? General Hospital does do crazy things like that. I wouldn't be surprised because from what I hear now that there's getting to be this huge backlash, this did not go according to what Cameron Matheson thought it would go like, right? They said the fans will just get used to it. Well, we're not. Now they're looking to write some kind of redemption story for Drew. So we shall see what that redemption story looks like, won't we? And Lori says, I wonder who will let that information slip to Willow. I know. Willow needs to find out, just like the world needs to, for Drew's congressman position needs to be blown up, right? And Lucy says, Nina will regret not telling when someone else tells. No, she'll regret not telling when Willow up and says, oh, Drew and I are getting married tomorrow. Denzel says, if Willow finds out that Nina and Drew was sleeping together, I'm going to laugh. I won't care at all. Nah, nobody will care. And Jasmine says, I don't like that storyline. I don't like it either. Anita says, Drew is so creepy. Ha ha. Chef D says, Who does Martin represent? Because it's supposed to be Willow, but he's listening to Nina and Drew. Exactly. Exactly. They should not be able to make legal decisions and Martin just do it. I don't get that either. Laura says, I hope Willow finds out about Nina and Drew. Just Kay says Nina should set Drew up, record the conversation with Drew, talking about them sleeping together. Knowing Drew, he would threaten her in some way, yeah, or try to blackmail her. Willow needs to hear how Drew talks to people, and it's horrible. Betty says he sure did say so on ET. I know. I've read so many different things about him and his rose-colored view of the Willow storyline and him, and he the only one to see it that way. Nataku says, I read that in New York, when you file for divorce, you automatically lose the medical proxy. Oh, soap logic, I guess. Yeah, you would think so. You would think. See, where's Diane? I can't stand it when they have her missing in action. Like, hello, don't we all think Sam did another will? Don't we think they're going off the old will? Where is Diane setting the matter straight? Oh my God. Richard says Nina needs to spill the beans on her and Creepy Drew on the office floor and on the office floor and on the office floor and in her bed. Hi, everyone. Because Nina has slept with Drew more times than Willow. TG says Drew is old enough to be her father. It is all cringe and creepy. Yes, it is. And we know in soaps, they tend to want to do ageless stuff, right? Oh, we were supposed to look at Drew and Willow and think they're close in age. Nothing. They're nowhere near close in age. Jason and Drew are supposed to be twin brothers. Jason was the first to hold Michael as a baby and took care of him. Okay. Willow's younger than Michael. Get out of here. Vicky says, I'm glad that Josslyn told Willow that she is hero worshiping. I'm glad that weepy Willow acknowledged it. She sure did with Chase. And Chase just fell right back into, no, Willow, you're so good. You're so good, Willow. Denzel says, I think the real Drew is Peter and the real Drew is held captive somewhere. Could be because Peter August always is like a cat with 9 lives. Millie said, because look, that's somebody else Anna couldn't really shoot. Anna can't do nothing right. I hope, Millie says, I hope Tracy leaks out the video. I can't wait to see what Tracy's revenge is going to be because she's going to have some revenge on Drew. TG says, I still can't stand the difference in height between Jason and Drew. Identical twins. They no longer can pass, but whatever, though. That's right. LaShanta says, Drew wants a mom for Scout. Yes, he sure did. Total Alexis. Don't you think Willow would be great in that role? Oh. Casting the role of Scout. Let me take anybody's wife and anybody's mama and make it my daughter's mama. Laura says, I disagree. Jasmine, I don't think it's too late for Drew. Too late for Drew. Soap operas. Look, if it ain't too late for Heather Weber, it ain't going to be too late for Drew. Denzel says, once that the whole FCC came out, then Nina called the FCC on both Drew and Carly. Drew got locked up in Pittenville and got beaten. He isn't himself. Yeah. Lucy says, my comments skipped way up. I'm trying to go back up to. Okay, Lucy says, Maxie mentions Peter's name the other day. Oh, okay. LaShanta says, I'm sick of Drew bringing up people's past. He sure is. He definitely. Remember that time in Element? You don't know. You wasn't even there, Drew. A lot of the stuff Drew's bringing up, he wasn't even on the scene. He thought, get out of here with that. But you know so much. So you do it all the time. Shut up, Drew. Jasmine says yes. Jacardi says Tracy needs to release the tape and ask Cody what he had on Drew. Well, Cody just had the fact that Drew slept with no, Cody didn't even know that Drew slept with Willow. What Cody knew was Drew kissed Willow. See, the other part was deeper than what Cody knew. Aisha says it's encouraging that Chase seemed to get through to Willow, but will she be able to keep a clear head thinking up once Drew shows up? No, she gonna need to now commandeer BOQ's husband so he could just tell her what to do, tell her what to. Now I'm in love with Chase again. Get out, Willow. You better steer clear of her. Steer clear. This chemo beauty says Drew tried to double talk Jordan, but she got him all the way together. Yes, she did. Jordan wasn't playing. Wendy says, I can't wait until Willow knows the truth. I love how Ava turned on the charm for Sidwell. Ooh, let's talk about Sidwell. For Sidwell, she was seeing money signs. That was fun. Tracy is the champ. She was wonderful with her badness. I like Tracy too. Tracy she's unapologetically Tracy. Everybody, let's switch to Sidwell. What do you think he's doing there? Holly's nowhere around there. Why is Sidwell in town? Now, and then while we're at it, let's talk about, because we're almost a half hour into this, let's talk about who do we think should be the next mob boss of Port Charles. So right about that. Just Kay said Tracy should release the bar video of Drew and Cody. Oh yeah, that would damage Nina, Willow, and Drew. Yeah, you know what? That would be good. LaShunta says Chase is naive. TG says they just dropped the Sam will. They sure did. They still haven't informed the family that Sam was murdered. What is up with that? I was thinking the exact same thing. Carly and Sonny don't even know that someone tried to murder Michael either. Something's not right with that situation. Lucas, you talking to Lucky and Liz. What about your sister? That Michael's room needs to be locked down like Fort Knox. LaShunta says Chase didn't let Willow be accountable. He never does. S. Nolan says, I think you're right about the redemption story. Jordan was the first character to mention that to Drew about redemption. Denzel says, I think Trey, my comments. See, me staying up here when the comments, there's so many below, when I move it, it flips all the way to the bottom. Drew says, I think Tracy revenge that she's gonna release, with her revenge, she'll release that tape. I hope so. It needs to be released. Anita says maybe Drew is using tarot cards on Willow. No, because Michael wasn't. Willow her mind is very impressionable, and Drew knows it. Oh, he knows, and he knew. Because how's he the one that saved her when it was Liesel's bone marrow that saved her? Drew was knocked out on that island. Had to come to. He was no help whatsoever. Get out of here, Drew. She's being brainwashed. Her brain is being washed, but it's not by no cards. Ron says, will Drew end up getting Nina and Willow pregnant? Nina can't get pregnant, remember? Laura says, it is true, because remember with Valentine, that's how she found out she can't have kids. That is true. There is a question about another will. Chef D says, if so, I think it would be Shiloh because he was infatuated with Willow. Melody says, I hope they find Drew had Shiloh chip put in him in jail. Oh, okay. Well, Shiloh's dead though. Latrice says Drew made a big mistake by having Tracy arrested. Yes, he did. It's gonna come back to bite him. I agree. It's only a matter of time. The video will be leaked. LaShanta says, I'm here for Alexis, but how's she gonna win? I know. And do we really want her to? Just Case, look at what she does to Christina. Just K, I wonder if Tracy knew that Drew was what she was going to do. Tracy has connections and may just set him up. She does have connections, but I don't think she knew that. I don't. Maybe the court order he got isn't legit. Yeah, it is. Martin don't play that. Martin don't play court orders that are not legit. Who knows with Tracy? She is the queen of playing 3D chess. She is. They better think again. Kwan says, thinking of Drew, is that he has all of Jason's memories, but out of his own. You mean, but none of his own? Does it matter not being an orphan? Okay. Nina says, shut up, Drew. That's so true. Jacarly says, Cody knew that Drew slept with Nina. Oh, did he? Maybe Sasha told him that. Sasha could have told him that Cody slept with Nina. Chef D says, from Jason's memories, LaShanta says, Tracy's is too low down. She told Carly it's not her problem. Melody says, I hope the tape and the Nina and Drew, the tape and the Nina and Drew come out. Oh, those two things. Richard says, Drew needs the enforcer to give him another beat down. Yes, he does. And say, you know why? I'm going, ew, Drew. That's right. Rosebud says the court order Martin/Drew have had a real court order, or did they do something sideways? Nah, Martin wouldn't do anything sideways. Kawan says, I think Willow is just playing with the game. She built, this show in the weird. Kawan, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And Willow didn't build nothing. Willow's character has been weak from day one. Lori says, Chase forgot how crazy Nell was and thinks Willow is so innocent. As Nolan says, I agree. Wendy Tracy is the champ. Aisha says, Willow never actually saw the dive bar video where Cody mentioned the kiss. Oh, and Drew/Nina banging. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they need to show that. Tracy needs to show her that. LaShanta, or show the world that, right? And she'll see it. LaShanta says Tracy didn't like Michael. She didn't like AJ. She sure didn't. NK Rose says the problem with Drew is that we still don't know what he remembers, and he doesn't even try to remember anymore. Just K says, I agree, Lori. He forgot how crazy Nina's family is. Lori says, I like Sidwell. I think he's a Cassadine. Really? I don't know. Techie Crapper says, I think Sidwell is going to get close to Sasha. Terry says, Nina is just mad because she thought she could control Willow, like she always thought Michael and Carly were. Nina set all this mess up, and when she told Willow to take the kids and leave, yes, Nina did start all this mess up. Okay, let's talk about them, skipping down because time is going. Let's talk about the next mob boss. Who do we feel the next mob boss of Port Charles is going to be? Because remember, Jason is telling Sonny, we need to put in play the transition. We need to start thinking about that because Jason is serious that he is not going to be it. he is going to be a father to Danny. And I'm so happy that that is the case, right? Okay, we've got Latrice says, I wonder if Selena Wu will take over Sonny's territory and become the next mob boss of Port Charles. Latrice, we think alike. When I think about who could it be, who would it be, who would make a truce and a pact with Sonny, saying, you are protected. Your family, all of your family will be forever protected if you grant me your territory. Selena Wu would honor that. Remember, Selena's the one who told Jason and Carly about the bomb in their limousine, and that the other mob bosses were doing that, right? So Selena, I think she deserves it. She deserves to take over the territory and all the problems that are gonna come with it. Because Sidwell's gonna be somebody's problem, right? Cyrus, until they catch him, is gonna be somebody's problem. And there's always rivals trying to come in on the territory. Let's be real, Pikeman didn't just go away. So Selena might be biting off more than she could chew, but I think Selena is up for the job. Selena never had tried to have Sonny assassinated. She never did. She hated the fact that Sonny pulled all the strings. You know, she ultimately had to answer to Sonny, but I think Sonny would step aside, give the territory to her, let her know if she needed some advice, he'd be happy to give it. Jason would not be her enforcer, but they all would be protected. And in some way, Sonny would be operating on his own, not mob bosses, boss-ish, but Sonny's a businessman. He ain't going to sit in a rocking chair and hold his grandkids, right? Gina says Brick, next boss. Nah, Brick can't be on the show long enough. Wendy says the fashion plate, Selena Wu. GH Fan says Selena Wu or Sidwell. Sidwell would be a very unjust handover. He'd try to have everybody taken out. Anita says Selena Wu maybe. Laura says, I'm happy Jason chose Danny over the mob. Now, remember Jason said, I'd be happy to step in temporarily for some reason. Now, remember, when we're going to switch to Willow now, having and allowing Sonny and Carly input on Michael's treatment, right? Remember Carly saying, because she goes, Germany, you want to send him away to Germany? And none of us would we would never be able to see him. Well, get on a plane. Sonny has a private jet. But Willow, don't you even open your mouth. You barely could get to the hospital right now to stand outside Michael's room. I don't care if he's at Johns Hopkins. You wouldn't go. So I'm so happy she said, you and Carly decide. There you go. You and Carly. But Carly says, no, I will go with Michael and I will be with him every day. Carly, you got kids. A little girl. And you raising Avas. And you got a big one getting in trouble. To me, I could see Sonny going. Because remember, Maurice Bernard wants to actually leave GH, but I could see him taking a break for 6 months with Chad. Have Sonny go. Jason could step in temporarily. Or transfer power over to Selena Wu, and nobody would have to worry about anything, right? But I would love to see Selena taking over and then Michael coming back from Germany and do a hostile takeover, and he takes that Sonny's part of the business right back. And I could see Sasha would make a good mob wife. Sasha absolutely would. Sasha and Michael would be a very good couple, right? Jasmine says, I'm happy Jason is taking a step back and focusing on Danny. Christina or Selena. Christina couldn't think her way out of opening up a popsicle stand. That girl makes the worst decisions on the planet and would get everybody killed. Everybody. Jackie says Miss Wu will probably be the next mob boss, but Sidwell will target her. Yes. Um, and then they can make it so that when Selena's really chips her down and about ready to be taken out is when Michael comes back, right? Ooh, I would love for Michael. This could be his defining moment, his Jason moment when Jason went from Quartermaines to Morgan. This could be Michael's. Okay, mob boss Michael. Selena Wu, Denzel says, is definitely going to take over because I didn't see Jason being the next mob boss because look at how many times Jason took over the organization. Yeah, he's taking it over a lot, filling in. But Jason is an enforcer. Mob boss can't be the enforcer. They got to be given the orders. They can't be carrying them out because they could be taken out. Jason's been shot so many times, right? Jacarly says, how did Sidwell, how's he walking around free after kidnapping Sasha and blowing up? That's what I want to know. And blowing up a building. And Anna don't know he's there. And come on, Jack. Jack know everything, but don't know Sidwell is running around Port Charles. Jack Brennan knew when Sidwell snuck in through Florida. So they love to drop the ball on whatever they want to drop the ball on, right? And then Lucy says, Miss Wu's nephew Brad will never be a mob boss. Ooh, no, he couldn't. LaShanta says, I don't like how Tracy manipulated Jason. Yeah, I know. But Jason's emotional. Michael's burnt laying up there. He had to put the fire out. Shonda says, so be honest, do we really know who Drew is? No, we don't know. We don't know at all. Let's see. Where am I? Now Willow should, my comments slipped all the way up. Okay. Now I can't find where they left out. Let me go to Just K. I don't mind a female enforcer or Miss Wu. Why not? Gwen says, I know that's not my Drew. I just can't believe how he turned the character of Drew. Yeah, I know. They should never have listened to Cameron Matheson. Now they're going to have to write their way out of the paper bag. And LaShanta said Willow should have said no. Lucy says Miss Wu equals Brad. Nah, Brad won't want to be involved, especially with Lucas in the picture. Ron says maybe they could bring Carly back along with Christina. Nope, Carly and Christina ain't never got along that well. And Christina still would get everybody killed. Lynn one says she deals in drugs and the town has been through that with Cyrus. Does Selena deal in drugs? I thought Selena dealt with illegal gambling. I didn't know Selena dealt with drugs. I don't know. I don't know. Gwen says, I can't stand Willow, shaking my head. Susan says, Carly has a hotel to run too. Yep. Wendy says he doesn't need to be that far away. Sonny needs to break from thug life. LOL. Denzel says, to be honest, I don't trust Carly sending Michael to Germany because I won't trust the WSB. And those funky doctors probably with no license at all. Aisha says, would Sonny's personnel go along with his territory? No. Melody says, I hope. What personnel? How many guards do you really see protecting Sonny, aside from Jason? Melody says, I hope Lucas and Brad get back together. Esnola says, Selena and Curtis scenes were awesome. LaShanta says, Sasha doesn't want Brand. She didn't want Brandon in the mob. Yeah, I know Brando, but you know what? She's grown, right? A lot of losses here. Gwen says exactly. I could see Michael coming and taking over the business. Melody says, I remember how he suffered with his conscience over the Willow thing. Who, Michael? Yeah, but once Willow's out the picture, everybody, Willow tend to hold everybody these high standards and everybody want to live up to them, right? You're okay. There we go. Let's see. Lashunta says Cody's dumb. Yes, he is. Terry says I think Drew is an imposter. He might be exactly. Says Gwen. And then Chris says I don't feel sorry for Tracy being arrested because she has no legal claim to Amelia and Wiley. No, she doesn't. But that's where those kids were placed with that first court order. Because remember the court order that Carly put in place. Remember, Tracy was complaining to Aunt Stella saying, look, the house has been commandeered with kids. Right? Yeah. But she's still going to protect those kids. Right? And then Just Kay says, I feel sorry for the actress playing Willow. I wonder how she feels about her storyline. I know. We haven't heard nothing about that storyline, only out of Cameron Matheson's mouth. Vicky says, you are so correct. Lashunta says, how Cody owe Miss Wu? He owes her from when he was cheating everybody out their money in them card games. And I forget who it was that he let win the money back. And Miss Wu was like, ooh, for all the you threw the game tonight, for all the money you lost me, you gotta pay me. So, that was when. No, he took all the money from Gladys and that evil doctor, but he also let someone win. And Miss Wu didn't like it, right? Velma says, it's getting to look like everybody on General Hospital has trouble conceiving unless they're lovers. I know. Josh needs a new man. Oh, she's going to try to take Kai. I see that coming. Just Kay said, I hope Chase is the one with the problem and not Brooklyn. Tired of females getting blamed for not being. I know, me too. And Techi's Crapper says, I think Michael's coming back as mob boss to take revenge on Sidwell. As Nolan says, Selena does not deal in drugs. I didn't think Selena dealt with drugs. I did not, right? Laura says, how could Cody be so dumb to be in debt with Selena all over again? Because right now he's trying to just wreck his life. He really is. Chris says, why does Tracy care about Monica? They fought like cats and dogs for years. Yes, they did. But, sometimes your frenemy, you love your frenemy. And, Cody let Gladys win. Is that what it was? Richard says, where is Frank? Frank who? And then Denzel says, I don't feel bad for Cody one bit for battling on a college game and losing $5,000 and giving Brad a check losing $50,000 and giving Brad a check $5,000 short. Should have listened to Tracy. Yes, he should have. What time is it? Oh my goodness, everybody. We only got 10 minutes. Let me see. Let me look at my list. We all said our condolences for Leslie Carlson and her family, the actress that played Monica for almost 50 years. Almost 50 years. So I'm sure once they decide to truly write that in, her picture is now going to go up close to the top of GH's wall. They have that framed wall with a bunch of pictures on it. Monica's picture is definitely going to go there. Let's talk about Cyrus trying to kill Michael. Wasn't that a nail biter? Oh my goodness. I was wondering how were, because we knew they needed to get those IVs off of there and that line out of him in order for him to live. Okay. So I love the way they made it. They wrote it so that Isaiah Gannon was going to take that risk. And it worked. It paid. He gave him the antidote for digitalis. And look, when is the lab going to come back with the news that that IV bag had digitalis all in it? And how come? Now she's got Brad cross-checking, deaths and people that could have died from heart attacks out of the blue. Wouldn't you have him do a record of what patients have been prescribed digitalis? And it is going to be Cyrus Renault. Remember in Pentonville when he had that little heart attack, which I always thought was fake, and Drew saved him, right? That was probably when Cyrus was um, given the digitalis as his medication. So they need Spinelli. They really, really need Spinelli. But nobody right now in General Hospital really knows what Spinelli can do and good, because they don't need to know he can hack in to he could hack in and change medication. Remember when he changed it up when Willow stole that medicine to help Jason, the antibiotics? Yeah, Spinelli fixed that right up. Okay. So I was happy that they got them out and now they're going to analyze those bags, but I want to know when are the results going to come out. And let me see, I'm looking at the bottom now of the comments. And we've got Darlene said, there are so many stories that remain open. Yes, there are way too many open stories in General Hospital. They are not closing any of them any well. I mean, not well. They aren't, right? NK Rose says, glad they're doing something with the doctors. Now starting to bring back the nurses, or start to bring back nurses. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It needs to go back to General Hospital. Ron says, nothing had come up yet. They will hold on to this for the next 3 months. They better not. Oh my God. Right? Denzel says, get Spinelli on the work. Yep. Get creepy Cyrus back to prison. Yes, living his cushy life there. Just Case says to Sylvia, yep, I remember that. He was a full class jerk, or maybe this is truly Drew destroying the Quartermains. But then what? Yeah. LaShanta says, Anna and Josslyn got Spinelli. That's true. Josslyn knows about Spinelli. And Anna does too. You're right. But, Anna don't solve nothing. Get out of here. Her granddaughter gonna have her head spinning. Anna can't solve nothing. The man is so crazy. This is Wendy saying he's working in a restaurant. I would never eat there. Everyone keeps going there. He's got plans for Portia, Carly Jr. too. He may have set the bomb at Sonny's. I think Sidwell was behind that. I really do, because he was so happy to go look out on the terrace to see it when he ushered Lucy out of there. Chris says Damian Spinelli is a really smart cookie. Terry says, thank you, Recap Lady. I hope you continue to do these live Saturday chats. Thank you for the fun. All right. Yeah, we wind it down. Only 6 minutes once a month. We will definitely do this around the middle of the month, around whatever 14, 18, whatever works out to be the middle. LaShanta says Cyrus killed Austin. I believe that. That's another unsolved mystery, right? Who planted the gun in Ava's apartment, which sent her to Sonny's in the first place? Another open storyline. Laura says, do you think there will be a murder mystery with Cyrus? I don't know that people care about him enough for it to be a murder mystery. They would be happy to say the dog did it. So I don't, yep, sounds about right to me. Close that case. Look, if the FBI, because really Anna doesn't have the John Cates case, the FBI does. If the FBI can't do nothing, then ain't nobody's gonna solve Cyrus's murder. Susan says, I guess they won't recognize Cyrus when he has on scrubs and a mask. Yeah, I think so. I mean, the thing would be, who is this person with scrubs and a mask? And obviously, if Dex saw Cyrus on the 10th floor, Cyrus wasn't in scrubs and a mask. See, he is walking around, but back then he could, right? So I don't know how they're gonna do it. But this whole Liz thing, I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna make nice and talk to him. That's a bad idea, Elizabeth. A bad idea. Just Case says, what is Cyrus's end game? I understand taking Dex out, but I don't understand Sam's death. Me either. Getting Michael and maybe messing with Lulu's machine. What's the point? I don't know. And then, but Melody says, but Monica and Drew had a conversation when Oscar was sick, and Monica told him they had no idea there were twins, or they would have looked for him. Yeah. Jasmine says, I love Jason and the Jason and Tracy scenes. BCBM says, I can't wait for Tracy to take Drew down. He messed with the wrong chick. Yes, he did. Chris says, I wonder how Gio will react when he finds out about Brooklyn's biological mother. Well, I know it's going to go crazy. DL says, I think Josslyn should be a PI or PCPD. Nah, I don't know what Josslyn's going to do. Susan said, Cyrus is taking away people's pain. He's saving people. Yikes, I know, right? LaShunta says, I can't wait for Laura to find out her brother is a serial killer. Laura already thought Cyrus was a serial killer, right? Wrapping things up right now. Let's go down, everybody. What do we hope to see? Because I think February sweeps are coming up next month. Is it February? I got to look that up. I think February's our sweeps month. If so, that's where they're going to wrap up the Cyrus story during the sweeps. And we're already little past mid-January. Yeah, they could string that story along until February. And Rhonda says, thanks for doing this. You are welcome, Rhonda. And then I hope Brooklyn and Lulu play night. Before I go, I am going to mention that. How many of you out there feel it's a bad idea for Maxie to hire Lulu to work as Brooklyn's assistant? Now, Maxie looked at Lulu and said, can you handle being Brooklyn's assistant? Can you play nice? What did Lulu do? All she did was, that ain't a yes. All she did was a, what you think I'ma do? Don't mess with the business like that, Maxie. Not for Lulu. Lulu don't deserve that. Don't let it come from you. Because bottom line, Lulu put Brooklyn where she's at. Lulu knows the bad blood between not Lulu, Tracy put Brooklyn where she's at. She knows the bad blood between Lulu and Brooklyn. Not even Tracy would have Lulu be an assistant working directly with Tracy. Lulu would have to have some other position because Lulu would try to sabotage the company. Lulu, she already told Maxie, I just want enough money to fund me to be away while I look for Charlotte. Then, girl, you don't want to work. No, you got to find something else, right? And then Melody says, I can't wait for Willow to find out Sasha's pregnant by Michael. That secret, I think, won't come out for a long time. There's no reason for it to come out for a long time. And then Denzel says it's a bad idea for Maxie hiring that funky attitude Lulu. I can't stand. Oh my goodness. Lulu is a hot mess, and they're just writing her so on. But you know what? She always was. GH fan says, awful idea to have Lulu be Brooklyn's assistant. She will use her. Yes, she will, which is a big no-no. NK Rose says Maxie better give her assistant to Brooklyn. Yeah, I know. If she hires Lulu, yeah, make Lulu your assistant. Work and not do work. You guys are giving are funding a salary for nothing. You're giving money away. Latrice says Lulu is too much of a loose cannon. And Gwen says, exactly. All right, everybody. It is 6 o'clock on my neck of the woods. So, I mean, that's 9 o'clock on the East Coast and 8 o'clock on Central Time. This has been a great live stream. I love having these live streams so I can really just read stuff live from you all. And I see the names. And I mean, we have a lot of fun doing this. So I hope everybody had a really good time tonight. Now, let's keep track on what's going to happen over this next month on General Hospital. One thing I can say, everybody, I think the writing has been better on General Hospital. They're moving things along faster. It is not snail's pace. They may not be closing old storylines, but they sure are running with the new ones. And I actually like that. I really, really like that. And I like the fact that Alexis thinks she would win against Drew. I like that too. I don't think so. Tracy is the only one that I feel will take Drew down. So everybody have a great rest of your Saturday evening, and I will see you on Monday with another daily recap of General Hospital.